Arnold Schwarzenegger, then versus now. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the career timeline of Arnold Schwarzenegger, then versus now. Before jumping into the video, don't forget to click the bell button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing and exciting videos. There is no doubt that Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the most famous actors in the world. He has an amazing legacy. He starred in a number of amazing action films that delight fans even to this day. He was literally a box office powerhouse of Hollywood in the 80s and 90s. He's enjoyed an amazing career over the years. He's been an athlete, an actor, even a politician. Today we go through the remarkable career timeline of this megastar. Early life. Arnold was born in a small village of Thal in Austria. The village was bordering the Styrian capital Graz. His father, Gustav Schwarzenegger, used to serve as a police officer, and his mother was a housewife. His father also applied for joining the Nazis in 1938, and he served it during World War II. He worked for the German army, but was shortly discharged as he'd contracted malaria. After coming back from the war, his father married his mother, Ariella. Arnold says that he grew up a Roman Catholic, and that they used to attend Mass every Sunday. He says that his parents were very strict. Arnold recalls that his father used to prefer his elder brothers, and his favoritism was very strong and visible, as he suspected that Arnold was not his biological child. He said that his father never tolerated him and never tried to understand his problems. But he had a good relationship with his mother, and he kept in touch with her till her death. Later in life, Arnold commissioned to make research for the wartime record of his father, and it was found that he was not involved in any kind of atrocities, despite his connection to the Nazi Party. The story received wide press attention during Arnold's California campaign in 2003. Money was always a problem in their family. It's said that he grew up in a household that had no water or electricity. Whether this is true or not, but one thing is clear, that he had to grow up in poor living conditions. He's talked about it in many interviews. He recalls one of the popular anecdotes about his childhood that when they had their first refrigerator, everyone was in awe of this machine, and they used to take turns standing in front of it and feeling the light gush of cold air. Yes, Arnold was more impressed by a refrigerator in his childhood than a tank. Enthusiasm with fitness. In his youth, Arnold was very much interested in taking part in sports. This enthusiasm came after he had witnessed his father. He had this strange affinity for physical fitness. At the age of 13, Arnold was already excelling in a number of sports, including soccer, football, boxing, swimming, and gymnastics. But how did he get into bodybuilding? It all started when he had to make an impromptu trip to a gym. His football coach took the team to the gym in order to help them strengthen their legs. Arnold had never seen any bodybuilder, but when he witnessed it in a gym, he was very much intrigued by their physique and the amazing power that they displayed. He was so impressed by it that he started weightlifting a year later at the age of 14. It's been said that he was so dedicated to it that he used to break into the gyms even when they were closed. Shortly after this, he started to take part in bodybuilding competitions at the age of 17. In his first ever competition, he placed as runner-up, and 2 years later, he finally had a victory. He was crowned as Mr. Europe Jr., but it came with a price, as he had to face a week in military prison. What went down was that during the competition, Arnold was during his mandatory year of military service for the Austrian government, but he decided to go for the competition anyway. After he had fulfilled his obligation for the military, he decided to go back to bodybuilding. And a year later, he won the title of Best Built Athlete in Europe. This win gave him the chance to take part in the Mr. Universe competition. He ended up winning this title 4 times, and he managed to make his first remarkable win at the age of 20. Besides this, he also won the title of Mr. Olympia 7 times. There was no stopping this powerhouse. Adulthood and moving to the United States. You might be thinking that all of these wins had to have made him a rich person. This is actually true, but to some extent. Besides physical power, Arnold also was mentally shrewd. What he did with the winning money was that he saved, and he was ready to invest when he moved to the United States in 1968 at the age of 21. By the time, he was able to save $27,000. One of his earliest investments was in a gym in Munich, which was a successful project. After this, he started a mail order company, and he used his status as a bodybuilding celebrity to advertise it. The company would deliver supplements, exercise equipment, and leaflets to the public. He was inspired to do so as many people were asking him about getting good at bodybuilding. He took the chance and thought that people would actually pay him to get answers. He would also deliver the supplements and equipment. It was a huge success. During his first year in the United States, he started to work for a bricklaying company because he wanted to keep his body in tip-top shape. But by the time he was in his 20s, he'd become a millionaire. So, how did he go from middle class to millionaire? The answer is real estate. After earning money from his mailing business, he started to invest in real estate. Rather than blowing it all, as most early 20 males might do, he doubled down, reinvesting the profits back from one building to another. How did he become such a successful businessman without any prior knowledge? It was when he arrived in the U.S. he started taking English and business classes. Therefore, during his 20s, he achieved his American dream. Venturing into Hollywood. After his business success and bodybuilding career, he wanted to try his luck in Hollywood. Shortly, he'd been selected for his first role as Hercules in 1970. Interesting thing to note here is that his accent in the film was so thick they had to use a dubbing voice. This was followed by roles in The Long Goodbye and Stay Hungry. For the latter, he won a Golden Globe for Best New Male Star. The breakthrough film for his career was Conan the Barbarian, which was an instant box office hit. After all of this came his signature role in the science fiction flick The Terminator. There was high craving for action movies in the 1980s, and Arnold was the star during this era. He had become a household name by now. His commercial peak performance was in Terminator 2: Judgment Day. His character was so popular that a cultural association wanted to make a statue of him in 2002. He was flattered by the idea, but decided that it would be better if the money was spent on charity instead. Besides acting, he also stepped into production. He made a number of successful films such as Commando, Raw Deal, The Running Man, Predator, and Red Heat. Twins, a comedy with Danny DeVito, also proved successful. Total Recall in 1990 netted Schwarzenegger $10 million and 15% of the film's gross. Business ventures. After trying his hands at small business in his 20s, he was now ready to make even bigger investments. He was the celebrity founder and main investor in Planet Hollywood's chain of theme restaurants. Besides this, he also invested in a shopping mall in Columbus, Ohio. He started the annual Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus in 1989, and it's held annually even to this day. During the event, fitness and sports enthusiasts from across the globe come here for a 3-day expo. Besides this, he's also the owner of a movie production company, Oak Productions Inc., and fitness publications. Due to all this, he now boasts a net worth of over $400 million. But it's even said that his net worth could be over $800 million, and there are various sources of his income, and all of this would become difficult to calculate. Apart from this, he married Maria Shriver, who was the niece of U.S. President John F. Kennedy in 1986, but they separated in 2011 when Arnold admitted that he had fathered a child with their maid. The divorce was finalized in 2017. The King. There's no denying that Arnold is the ultimate king. He's been titled as the king by various publications. Apart from managing his production houses and traveling back and forth for various events, he managed to step into politics. It was also a successful approach as he served as the 38th governor of California from 2003 to 2011. As of 2020, he's the most recent Republican governor of California. He even has aspirations for running for the presidency of the United States, despite the legal hurdles that he's not a natural-born citizen of the country. After knowing all of this, you have to admit he's had a magnificent career for a child whose major childhood highlight was opening and closing the door of a refrigerator. The video concludes here. We hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.